Okay, I'm going to start with the most important one because it's about going to the pub. Are yous coming to the pub later? This is the Scottish and Northern English version of the plural you form, and it makes complete sense. If there's a group of people, I'm not just talking to one person in that group, I'm talking to them all. And how else do you make a plural in English but you put an S on the end? So I think we're making up for the deficiencies in English that Hungarian with T or Spanish with vosotros, these other languages have a plural you form, and we've just added it because it makes more sense. It's much more logical. Okay, if I would have known, I would have said something. This is not really a natural sentence for me, speaking British English, but I hear it all the time. It's really the standard in America now. I listen to a podcast, which is about a TV show called Scrubs, a comedy about doctors, and it's the two main characters rewatching their own show and talking about it. And one of them, the guy who played Turk, Donald Faison, he just always uses this conditional form, and it makes sense from other languages' point of view as well. So Hungarian, for example, or Latin-based languages have this equal clause in each part. So it's a mistake that we find non-natives making and Americans. There's two things I want to talk about. For me, that rolls off the tongue. I'm sure sometimes I say there is, and sometimes the correct. There are two things I want to talk about, but it's just in speech a mistake that I can't seem to avoid. I think it's probably because it's much easier. It just glides better. There's two things I want to talk about. So yeah, that's using there is plus plural. Yeah, I think loads of people do it. I think it's become very natural, and maybe in writing is the place where you would tend to be more correct. But in speech, I'm sure I use both there is and there are with plurals. I didn't see nobody is known as a double negative in English, unlike other languages like Hungarian, where it's absolutely fine and could be used for emphasis. In English, I didn't see nobody would mean I saw somebody. And in fact, that's almost what it means in my head when I hear that. I know that it's incorrect. It's not a mistake I make, but some dialects of English would use it very, very naturally. And I think it comes from mathematics. I think we just tried to standardize the language a few centuries ago and said, well, maths does it. Why don't we do it too? But yeah, it's perfectly logical the way the Hungarians do it, but that's English. So, for example, if you were watching a show like The Wire, you would be likely to hear a sentence like that. I didn't see nobody because obviously maybe the police are interviewing someone and they have to prove that they're not a snitch. So yeah, that would be a kind of natural sort of dialect that you would hear that in. If I was you, not if I were you. This is the English subjunctive, apparently. We're not taught it at school because we're not really taught about grammar. And like there is with plurals, I think it rolls off the tongue quite easily. This, if I was you, I would say both chunks of language. If I was you, if I were you, I use them both. Really, I'd say indiscriminately, but when I'm writing formally, I would definitely write if I were you because it's perceived to be more correct. However, even Cambridge would accept it in, like a keyword transformation or something, one of their grammar exercises. Yeah, I for me, it's the type of mistake that I've argued with my mother-in-law about. So that might give you an idea of the type of people that like to correct you on your so-called mistake if I was you.